We've all gotten pretty used to AIs answering simple questions. But things are evolving, and fast. They're becoming something way more powerful. Think automated research assistants. These things can browse the web, analyze images, and write up complex reports, complete with citations. So the big question is, are they any good at it? And maybe more importantly, can we actually trust them?
Okay, let's get right into it. We're talking about a whole new class of models here called Deep Research Agents, or DRAs for short. And no, these are not your basic chatbots. They're being built to tackle those big, open-ended, long-form tasks, pretty much exactly what a human researcher would do. But this, of course, brings up a huge question. Can an AI really pull this off? I mean, can it truly do deep research that uses multiple sources, and not just text, but also understand the charts, diagrams, and images that are so critical in the real world, and then weave it all into a report that's actually trustworthy? That's the core challenge we're going to explore today. Just take a look at this. This gives you a perfect idea of what we're talking about. This is not a simple question. The user gives the AI an image, these eye drops, and then describes their symptoms. From there, the AI has to do a ton of work. It has to identify the product, understand the medical context, search for alternatives that are available in a specific city, and then write a helpful cited response. It's a really complex, multi-step job that mixes both text and visuals. And here's the problem. Most of the tests we have for AI, well, they either focus on text-only research or really simple visual questions and answers. There's been this massive blind spot, a way to really rigorously test if these AIs can handle both text and visuals together in one single end-to-end research project. Well, until now. So to solve this problem, a team of researchers from Ohio State and Amazon Science created what is essentially a new gauntlet for AI, a really brutal comprehensive test designed to push these research agents to their absolute limits. It's called MMDeepResearch-Bench. Okay, let's break that name down. It's the very first benchmark that's been built from the ground up to see if these advanced AIs can produce long, properly cited reports by pulling evidence from both text sources and from images. What this diagram shows so well is that this isn't just a test of one single skill. It's the entire pipeline. You can see all the different inputs on the left, searching the web, perception, planning, and it all leads to that final report on the right. The benchmark evaluates the whole process from start to finish. And this test is seriously comprehensive. We're talking 140 different tasks, all meticulously crafted by PhD-level experts spanning 21 different fields. The tasks range from everyday stuff like comparing two products all the way to deep technical analysis that requires understanding really complex diagrams. So how in the world do you fairly score an AI on a task this complex? I mean, it's not like there's a simple right or wrong answer. The researchers came up with this really sophisticated evaluation pipeline, which we can think of as a panel of 3 specialist judges. All right, let's meet our judges. First up, we have the style judge, who's all about the writing quality. Then comes the fact checker, who verifies every single source. And finally, we have the visuals expert, making sure the AI actually understood what it was looking at. Our first judge is called FLAE. You can think of FLAE as the writing critic on the panel. It scores the report on things like, is this easy to read? Does it actually offer any real insights? Is it well-structured with clear sections? Basically, is this a quality piece of writing? Next up is Trace, and honestly, this is probably the most important judge of all. Trace is the super meticulous fact checker. It goes through every single claim the AI makes and checks. Is this statement actually supported by the source it cites? No shortcuts, no making things up. Just the facts. And our third and final judge is MOSAIC, the visuals expert. Now this is the really crucial new piece of the puzzle. If the AI report says the chart shows a 20% increase, MOSAIC goes and looks at the actual chart image to confirm it. This makes sure the AI isn't just hallucinating or making up details about the visuals. Now what's really crucial here is how these scores are weighted. Take a look at this. A full 50% of the final score comes from the fact checker, Trace. 30% comes from the visuals expert, MOSAIC. That leaves only 20% for writing style. This makes it crystal clear. The benchmark cares way more about truthfulness and accuracy than anything else. Okay, so the gauntlet is set, the judges are ready. It's time to see how today's top AI models actually did. Let's take a look at the final report card.
The researchers put 25 of the most advanced AI systems out there through this grueling test. We're talking single modal models, multimodal models, and those specialized deep research agents. So who came out on top?
And here it is, the overall leaderboard. As you can see pretty clearly, there's a huge spread in performance. The top models are definitely pulling ahead of the pack, but even the very best score is only around 50 out of 100. That tells you just how incredibly difficult this test really is.
Let's zoom in on the top contenders, because this is where it gets interesting. The overall winner was a model called Gemini Deep Research, scoring a 49.41. It won largely because it excelled at evidence quality. That's that all-important fact-checking score. Right behind it is Gemini 3 Pro. But what's really fascinating to me is that GPT 5.2, while it scored lower overall, actually got the best score for visual grounding. It was the most reliable at correctly interpreting visual evidence. This just goes to show you there are real trade-offs between these different models. But you know, the leaderboard is only half the story. The most valuable part of this research isn't just about who won, but about what we learned, the fundamental challenges that these AIs are still facing.
First up, and this is a big one, just giving an AI eyes doesn't automatically make it better. In fact, adding that vision capability can sometimes even hurt its performance. The models would often misread fine-grained details, numbers in a table, dates on a chart, and that would introduce brand new errors that a text-only model wouldn't have even made. And this leads us to the second key finding, which is a real paradox. The more advanced agentic systems, the ones that are better at digging up information, were actually 4.3 times more likely to make errors mixing up who did what when it came time to write the final report. So they find the right facts, but then they get them all jumbled up during synthesis. The third major takeaway is this. While all those tools and fancy agent systems are helpful, they can't make up for a weak foundation. At the end of the day, the raw power and intelligence of the core AI model is still the most important factor for success. A great research process just can't save a mediocre brain. And all of this really leads us to one final critical question. Our AIs are becoming these incredibly fluent writers, right? They're capable of producing eloquent, well-structured reports. But as they start incorporating visual information from our complex world, this research really shows we have to stop and ask, can we truly trust what they see?